Welcome to Carol and Gary's See America Tour. Hello again, everyone. Leaving Los Angeles at 8 a.m. Sunday morning, Carol, Jasper, and I managed to avoid the heavy traffic that we dealt with last week. We had been driving for a couple of hours and had just turned onto Highway 215 when we heard,
"In 1/2 mile, turn right on Dry Creek Road."
my reservation confirmation email had warned that Highway 245 was a narrow, winding road, so I wasn't concerned, but then we saw this sign saying that Badger was 19 miles away, confirming that this must be Highway 245, so we drove on. And then the road turns to this. And then we met a car, with no room to pull over. Luckily, he was able to squeeze by. But finally, we found Highway 245, and then went on a little farther to find our campground. The next day we set off for Sequoia National Park, but before we arrived at the park we saw this waterfall. When we arrived at the park, we found that there are actually two adjoining parks, Kings Canyon National Park and Sequoia National Park. We had entered through the west side, which is Kings Canyon. The Kings Canyon Visitor Center is at 6,589 feet above sea level, which at this time of the year means there is plenty of snow still on the ground. Many roads through the park are still closed, blocked by snow. The sequoia tree grows naturally only on the west slope of the Sierra Nevada mountains, usually between 5,000 and 6,000 feet of elevation. In volume of total wood, the giant sequoia is the Earth's largest living tree. Its trunk remains thick high into the branches. This is a picture of Carol and I standing next to a sequoia tree that fell down many years ago. Note that this is not the larger trunk end of the tree. This is a picture taken from inside the trunk, looking back toward Carol, who is standing near the position of the previous picture. This is a picture of the inside of the tree. And this is a picture of the trunk area. Unfortunately, neither of us stood next to the trunk so that you could see how tall it was. This is General Grant, the third tallest tree in the world. It is 268 feet tall and measures 40 feet wide. It is estimated to be 1,700 years old. It would take 20 people holding hands to make a complete circle around the tree. Sequoia trees have thick bark, which helps make them fire resistant. The massive hole burned into this trunk probably makes you think that this tree is dying, but in reality, this is the other side of General Grant that I just showed you. Even with this large hole, it continues to thrive. After leaving General Grant, Carol, Jasper, and I drove until we came to a Y intersection with a barricade across the left road. A sign said that the road was closed because of snow, but the road to the right led us to Hume Lake, so we drove on. Along the way to Hume Lake, we stopped several times to look at the scenery. Clouds were rolling in, beginning to block our view of the snow-capped peaks. This is Hume Lake. It is just over a mile long and covers 49,900 acres. It is up to 130 feet deep. We were totally washed out with rain on Tuesday, and our Wi-Fi is virtually non-existent at this campground. So rather than sitting around, Carol and I decided to drive 60 miles to Fresno, California to find a library where we could get some Wi-Fi time. On Wednesday, with the temperature at 40 degrees first thing in the morning, but sunny skies predicted, we decided to drive back to the Kings Canyon National Park and then over to Sequoia National Park. Sequoia National Park was made a national park in September 1890, making it America's second oldest national park. This blue line represents our route on Monday, so Wednesday we followed what is known as the General's Highway. General's Highway connects the two main entrances of Kings Canyon National Park and Sequoia National Park. Driving along General's Highway, we stopped several times to admire the view. We are at approximately 6,000 feet right now. The amount of snow that we saw varied as we passed through different areas. Here the snow was approximately 5 feet deep. You might ask yourself how they handle fallen trees on a road running through a dense forest. Well, at Sequoia National Park, when the trees are several hundred feet tall and weigh over 1,000 tons, all you can do is cut the middle out of it and push it or drag the middle out of the way. This picture represents one tree of the several that we saw that had fallen across the road this winter. The park had to remove the middle of the tree so that traffic, including snowplows, could get through. Many of the facilities are still closed at this time of the year, but the Montecito Lodge is open year-round. Snow machines help keep the road open. Someone had better clean off this deck if guests are coming. These are some of the cabins at the Montecito Lodge. Pool looks like it might be closed. We stopped at the Stony Creek Visitor Center, but it appears to still be closed, as was the nearby bus stop. This is General Sherman. General Sherman is a sequoia that is 275 feet tall and has a diameter of 25 feet at its base, making it the largest tree in the world by volume. It is believed to be between 2,300 and 2,700 years old, making it one of the oldest trees in the world. With no Wi-Fi available and most of the open areas of Kings Canyon National Park and Sequoia National Park covered, I am going to end this video here. Sequoia National Park and Kings Canyon National Park are both very beautiful at this time of the year, but with 85% of the park inaccessible by car, I would suggest that you visit during the summer months. We will be leaving here on Sunday for Yosemite National Park. If you like this video but have not yet subscribed, please do so to be notified of future videos, and feel free to share with your friends. Thanks for watching.